Welcome friends, my name is Yuri, top trading. You offer this lesson about brokers, how to choose the best one, how to identify scammers. Let's go to that lesson. Friends, this lesson will be about brokers and it will be about how to identify scammers, because it is the most important point in this market. Also, I receive many messages from TradingView and with people who struggle with this point, and I would like to help you and to make it far more easier for you. Right now, what you should do: push like, subscribe on this YouTube channel, push notification, because you will receive a lot of useful videos about trading. Broker, it is your partner, because you will trade through it, and that broker will hold all your money. And that means first you need to choose the best one, because if something will be wrong with that company, you will not get back your money, even if you will make profit. Also, some brokers will scam you. Also, some brokers will call you every day and will propose some stuff like to buy stocks, or some holy signals with 100–200% accuracy, like gold will rise completely, or oil OPEC deal completely, buy oil for all your money. You need to be careful. First, when we speak about brokers, what is the most important? First, it is regulation. Regulation. Why it is the most important? Because there are authorities which control brokers and which control all financial companies in a country. About the best authorities, I would like to write you authorities. Also below this lesson will be a list of all authorities. You will be able to check all of them. I will write you the best and the most important. When we speak about brokers, the best one, it is FCA, it is British Financial Conduct Authority, NFA, National Futures Association, SEC, Security Exchange Commission, Australia, ASIC, Australia Security Exchange Commission, Cyprus, SEC. Also there could be BaFin, German, BaFin, and there could be MiFID, Japanese, Japan Security and Exchange Commission. Also there could be Singapore Security and Exchange Commission. It is the biggest and the most important regulation in the world. What does it mean for you? All companies will send their reports to that regulation, and if they do some bad stuff, some cheat stuff, the regulation will do some penalty for them. In some cases there could be they will take license, and the brokers will not be able to accept clients from that company. The best example for you was with broker FXCM. You can read about it. You can type into Google when United States took away FXCM license, and FXCM, all clients which they had in the United States, they put to another companies, because they couldn't, if the regulator, it was SEC or NFA, told, guys, you didn't fill orders of your clients on real market, you work it like a kitchen. That's why, guys, go out from our country. If you will not do it, you will pay a huge penalty, and also owners and higher executives off. It is important, and you need to write it. And regulation, it is the most important stuff in all trading. You need to understand, if company exists more than like 10 years, more than 20 years, it will be bigger. History. Example of interactive brokers. You can type in a Google right now, a best broker for stocks. It is interactive brokers. Why? Guys, that company listed on NYSE or Nasdaq, and second, that company was founded in 1972. I could be wrong with a year, but there could be difference like 5–7 years, not more. That means that history of that company nearly 50 years, and they came through collapse of Soviet Union, they came through free crisis, free recession, and they have good regulation, FCA and FIA, National Futures Association. That's why about history, you need to see how many years company exists, because if it is a bigger company, it is better. Because in most cases, if it is a horrible kitchen, it will not work long, because their reputation will be crashed, and when you will type into Google, you will see a lot of feedbacks. That's why I recommend you to choose companies which work at least 5 years and more. 5 years, it's like a period for business, because in most cases, like 90-95% of companies go out from business after 5 years. That's why it's like game-changing period. Friends, the next point, it is trading conditions. When we speak about trading conditions, what does it mean? First, it is spreads, commission, swaps. Because many of you don't understand that all together it is all fee which you pay to your company. Also, sometimes there could be deposit, withdraw fee. Just imagine you just pay to a company for a type of fee, and in some cases you even don't know that you pay such amount of fee. What about this? First, you need to pick companies which has the best spread. About that company, below this lesson in a link you will find a good company, awesome company which is regulated by FCA and has the lowest spreads, commission and swaps, which I saw in the history. Why it's important to have low fees? Because friends, just imagine that in some cases you will pay for your fee per year, it could be 10,000 USD, 20,000 USD. That means when you have bigger fee, for you it will be harder to make money. And pay attention to it and compare. I recommend you to compare different brokers and choose the lowest fee, and also it's important to pay attention on swaps. Who trade for long term, swaps will be the most important point. In some cases I saw so horrible swaps, and it's hard to say. Also about deposit withdrawal. For example, I have a company where when I deposit money, I pay 0 fee. Also, when I withdraw, I pay 0 fee. That's important for you because on some companies I saw fee when you deposit 2.5%. Just imagine if you put 100k, you can pay 2,500 for fee. It's huge, friends. It's huge. That's why avoid that stuff. The next one, it will be about instruments. Why it's important to have broker which provide you enough instruments? Because, for example, on my company which I use, I have nearly 50 instruments which I can analyze and trade. Because when you have bigger amount of instruments, it will be better for you, because you will be able to analyze more and you will be able to pick the best patterns, because you don't need to trade only one instrument. You need to trade strategy and you need to trade best patterns. That's why, once more, about instruments, it's also to pay attention how many instruments, because on some companies I see like 20 currency pairs, on some like 40 currency pairs plus CFD, gold, oil, indexes, other stuff. On other brokers I see like currency pairs, CFD, on gold, oil indexes plus stocks. Better to pay attention to such brokers, because you will be able to combine different markets. Because especially if you are a fresher, sometimes you don't know even what market will be better for you, because you need to choose, you need to try many of them. The next point will be about deposit withdrawal, because that point will show you in like with 90% accuracy does your company top regulated or not. Because when we have deposit withdrawal, and we have sometimes different options, when we have like bank Swift, bank transfer, better to say, bank transfer, we have credit card or just card, we have Skrill, Neteller. When you see such kind of deposit and withdraw, it's good. Why? Because it is completely legal, and you need to understand there are a law about know your customer. All brokers need to know about your customers, because they need where money comes from, because if it is corrupt money, if it is money from terrorism, if it is from politics, in most cases it will be not good for that company to get that money on a board. When you see such stuff like web money, when you see Bitcoin, also Bitcoin deposit, it's not also good. Top regulated company cannot accept Bitcoin. Why? Because according to FCA regulation, FCA need to know where your money came from. On Bitcoin, they cannot see where that money came from. That could be money from some terrorist or political corruption. Also perfect money. All this stuff, when you see on some brokers, it means that their regulation is not top, and it is not the most secured. When you see it on your company, when you work for some broker, and you see that when you deposit money, you don't deposit through Visa, MasterCard directly, you all deposit it from some different services. It's the most important time when you need to pay attention to it. Also, friends, about brokers, what you need to understand. First, below every first page, you will see regulation. When you have good regulation, it's okay. The next one, choose top regulation. It is the best point how we can count. About feedbacks, many of you also read feedbacks about some companies. Example, company which I personally use. I have good amount of money there, my personal and investors. And friends, sometimes I read feedbacks and I don't understand why that feedbacks came from. Because I didn't have any problem, good fast execution, low spreads, low swaps, all that stuff. That's what you need to understand. Sometimes, in most cases, feedbacks will be bought. People will buy companies will buy feedbacks. Also, if you have a broker and there are some broker which you want to kill, you will buy feedbacks, horrible feedbacks you will buy, and to write that company is not good and do not trade with them. That's why about feedbacks it's hard to use. Friends, also about your company, you need to ask about two stuff. If you are experienced trader, this stuff will be for those who have more experience in trading, like few years you have strategy. You need to ask about Palm services, because this stuff will help you make more money. Why it's important? Because with the same efforts, with the same trading, you will be able to manage more money, and it will be 100% completely illegal. That's why if your company has MAM, it's also plus. And the next one, it is the last one, it is insurance. In some companies, some good regulated companies, they have regulation, they have insurance. What does it mean, insurance? If company will be bankrupt, you will get some amount of money. I know about top, it is Switzerland. Companies which regulated in Switzerland, in most cases, their insurance is 100,000 Swiss francs. It's a lot. It's completely nearly 100,000 USD. That's why, friends, once more, if you trade through companies which not good, which does not have a good regulation, please do not trade there. Just trade only with regulated companies. I will record additional lesson about brokers, because this topic is huge, and I'll show you examples of good companies, and I'll explain you why is that company good or not. Because in some cases you can even work with regulation like Vanuatu, but you need to know in what cases and what amount of money you can put there. Friends, right now what you should do, please push like, subscribe, and share this lesson with your friends, because there will be a lot of awesome and useful information. Thank you for your time. Bye.